just to let you know that in recent times, Nigeria has been battling with various security challenges, and the Okuama community incident stands as a stark reminder of the complexity surrounding our peacekeeping effort. Now, the killing of Nigerian Army personnel on a peace mission in the Okuama community underscores the urgent need for effective strategies to address insecurity in the region. Now, as we dive into this topic, let's explore some major insights into the situation. We have with us in the studio a civil rights activist and a public affairs analyst. He's in person of Stanley Oshoria Omije. Welcome to the show. All right, should I say congratulations once more?
Yes, yes.
You understand?
Yes. I deserve it.
You do. All right, walk us through. Let's go to Okuama community now, where we actually lost a lieutenant colonel, 2 major in the Nigerian Army, a captain, and some private soldiers. How does that resonate with you as a Nigerian that is concerned about the safety of lives?
Yeah, good morning, Edo people. Good morning, Nigerians. Well, that is a very painful situation. When I got to know about it, it tells us that nobody is safe, and this should put the security architecture in the spotlight. And it has clearly tells us that whatsoever thing the government has been telling us concerning security, I think it's half-baked truth. And in short, there are a lot of things. Total overhauling of the security architecture in Nigeria. Yeah.
Talking about overhauling of the security architecture in Nigeria, some persons are of the opinion that that wasn't the terrain of the Nigerian Army. It's a community clash, and responding to such distress calls should have been the work of the police. Do you think to an extent the Nigerian police force are not up to task to handle some sensitive issues within communities?
Yeah, naturally, it's the responsibility of the police to meddle into affairs relating peacekeeping. But when the police are not equipped, because everybody is quick to blame the police, everybody is quick to blame the police commission and all that, these people are not equipped. If you look at the guns that the police are handling, you and I know that you can't find such guns even in our local movies. It's terrible. So that is where the army now comes in, because in terms of peacekeeping, it's not the responsibility of the army to be involved in peacekeeping mission in the country. It's supposed to be when there is external aggressors from other countries. That is where the army meddles. But in this case, the army is not the one in charge of national peacekeeping mission. Man,
and down to local level. Shouldn't we be concerned at this point?
Yes, it calls for concern. It calls for concern. It tells us that, like I said before, it tells us that we are no longer safe. That's the pointer. It tells us that we're no longer safe. It tells us that the police, the police commission, the Ministry of Police Affairs, the Commissioner of Police, the Inspector General of Police, and every other stakeholders that have to do with internal security have loads of work on their hands.
Okay, so now let's look at the factors that led to the death of these gallant officers. Should we take it from political view? Could it be that there are things we are not hearing as far as the public is concerned? Is there any political undertone?
Well, there is no fire without a smoke. And we know that Nigeria is a political state. We know that Delta State is a flashpoint. I think there is more to this than it meets the ordinary eye. There's more to this that we are not aware of. There's more to this that we do not know. There's more to this that we do not read on the dailies of the newspaper. There's more to this that we do not see on social media. So I think the state actors that are involved in all of this should call for a truce.
Arrests have been made. 3 persons have been arrested, and of course they accosted them around Port Harcourt and taken to Asaba for further investigation. But however, this is not the first time we are hearing incidents like this from Delta State. It happened during in South region, to be precise. We remember the Zakibiam issue, and of course during President Olusegun Obasanjo's time, even in Niger State. It happened somewhere around Niger State where we lost some gallant officers too. What should the Nigerian Army do? Are they learning from these lessons?
Well,
because there seems to be a kind of repetition.
Yes, yes. It has become a serious problem. Well, I think the Army should, personal opinion anyway, I think the Army should hands off this matter.
When you say hands off the matter,
because from what I know, the Army is constituted for force. We are looking at peace. We are looking at truth. The Army is designed to kill. By their architectural design, that is what they are meant to do. So in this matter, I think it should be handled in a civil manner, or else there will be aftermath effect. There will be ripple effect.
Now, people have been saying the reprisal attack or some of the burnings and killings happening there, they're fingering the Nigerian Army in it. Do you think that is true?
Well, like I said, there is more to this than meets the ordinary eye. Well, there is a pointer to that. There's an element of truth to that, because from what I said the Army are designed to kill. You don't, like what happened sometime at a place that is close to this place, when some Army officers were assaulted by some people. I don't want to call them students, but we saw the reprisal. It was a total annihilation. Let me use that word, please. So I think there's a pointer to that fact that yes, they were involved. There's a pointer.
And you think the Nigerian Army is taking it too far? Because so many innocent lives are there. Those who weren't involved in the whole killings are there.
Remember what happened at Udi? Yes, it's a case study. It's a case study. I think they are taking it too far. That was why I said there should be a truth calling. At this point in time, like, let us not relate it down to what happened in Troy. Yes, where people were killed, where at the end of the day, we now have to resort into the death of thousands of people in that dimension. So let us, I think the Army should calm down. I think they should call for peace.
Let's not look at the sincerity of the local leaders, the community leaders. Are they sincere enough? Because from the look of things, these gallant officers that lost their lives at Okuama, they are just responding to a distress call.
Exactly.
So are we not saying the local leaders, they have lost it, or they don't have grip of their local communities again?
Well, majority of these local leaders, I think, you know, when you have a round peg in a square hole, having people with questionable character, having people with people that don't have the compost metis to lead, this is the effect. It's a ripple effect. I think that the community leaders shouldn't have, to me personally, I think they would have had a way of resolving these issues than the way it went.
So in your opinion, what are the main obstacles hindering lasting peace in the country? Because like I said, it seems like a recurring occurrence. We had it in Niger State, every part. Even local vigilantes were attacked in Anambra State. So it seems that our military men, gallant officers, are not safe again.
It all boils down to institutions. It all boils down to institutions. You know, when a lot of things are wrong in this country, a whole lot of things. Well, I think the community has a role to play in all of this. They should ensure that the security of the area is ensured. They should ensure that the security of the area is achieved. They should do their best to not to use force. I don't believe in violence. I'm not a violent person. I believe in middling. I believe in settlement. I believe in peace. I believe in tranquility. So these people that are leaders should have a human face whenever they are resolving issues, or else there will be a repetition. Like you said, it will be like a recurring decimal. And the painful part is that, excuse me, it is those people that are at the tip of the food chain that suffers. I'm talking about the talakawas, I'm talking about the common man. They are the ones that will suffer. Even these actors when the chips are down, of course, they will leave. They have every means to leave. And it is those people that are the tip of the food chain that suffer. So I think the community should have a collaborative effort with the security architecture. The local vigilante should have a sort of an agreement, a peaceful agreement with the police. And armies involving in things that have to do with civil matters, I think is not necessary. It's not necessary, please.
So what measure do you think government should put in place to protect the lives of those that are trained to protect lives and property?
I think the first thing government should do is that government should give them life insurance policy.
Okay.
First. Number two, government should ensure, because every time we see billions of naira being churned out for the purchases of equipment, at the end of the day, we don't see anything. When you move around Benin City, you see these policemen handling guns. You start wondering. You see rope. You know those rope, those clothesline that we use to hang our clothes in our local houses. You see them using such rope to tie guns. And I was not imagining, what about if there is an arms shoot? What about if there is a shootout from armed robbers or from any other person? What can these people do? Before they will crack the gun, of course.
You think the equipment they are having
is poor?
It's not good enough.
It's poor. It's poor.
And it's not manageable.
Yeah. You don't manage equipment.
Okay.
I'm not a security expert, but at least I do watch movies. I see James Bond. I see Stallone. I see Arnold Schwarzenegger. I watch these guys. I like the way. I see the way their equipment
some of those things you see on movie.
No,
they are just fiction. They don't really exist in real life.
But it's a figment of tech.
Okay.
It's a product of tech. All those things. One thing about movies is that movies is a representation of scientific innovation.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just like MI6, James Bond and the series. So those things that we are seeing, the UK is just telling us that, see, in terms of technological advancement, we are ahead. And look at, I don't want to go into details.
So they're using films
to
tell us how far they come.
Exactly.
So can we ever get to that level as a country?
See, can
we get there?
That question is hot. But from the pointers, from what I am seeing, I think is going to be hard. It's going to be a Pyrrhic victory for us to be technological advanced in terms of our weapons. It's going to be hard because every year we keep hearing billions of naira be amassed, billions of naira be allocated for the purchase of one. Where's our Tucano jet? That is a shocker. It beats me hollow that I don't know if that Tucano jet is in the houses of some persons. I don't know. But I keep asking, since Tucano jet was bought, how come it has not been used to curb insecurity? Of course, in the far north. So all of this is a, like I said, is an organized system to make money at the detriment of the commoners.
So now who is making money? Because recently, the government has actually listed names of those financing terrorism in the country. And some names were mentioned recently. Do you think these individuals are just making money at the expense of lives?
It's not about listing the names of financiers of terrorism in Nigeria. You are leaving the subject. You are leaving the crux of the matter. You are chasing shadows. It's not necessary. Though it's a good step in the right direction. But I think it's important for you to go at insecurity. See, it's an issue. It's an issue. I think the government is not telling us the truth. I think the government is not sincere enough. I think the government has a lot of explanation to give to Nigerians as far as insecurity is concerned in this country.
I was trying to check us through some of the names that were mentioned, if we can lay hands on it before we leave. But do you think some of these persons are untouchable? Particularly, there's this Mamu, a publisher based in Kaduna.
Okay.
His name was mentioned. And do you think, to an extent, some of these guys are untouchable? Because these are some of the persons who are negotiating on behalf of terrorists. Over time, they have negotiated on behalf of these terrorists.
Okay.
And some of their names coming on board as part of those financing it. So do you think they are untouchable?
Well, it's like I said before, it's not about publishing the names of the financiers of terror. I don't believe in that. Now, for these people, names to be mentioned, what is the aftermath of this investigation?
Okay.
We've seen things in this country. We've seen cases where a suspect, let me use the word suspect, was shown on Crime Fighters, Professor Lenke's program. And at the end of the day, we watched him on TV. We all saw him. And after some time, of course, it was allegedly that he was seen in the street and he was mobbed again. So it's not about publishing the names of these financiers. Of course, these people, I won't say they are untouchable. I won't say they are touchable. I will stay at the middle.
Why?
Yes.
You don't want to take a stand?
No, because of what Nigeria has made us to believe.
Okay.
Nigeria has made us to believe that some animals are more, permit me to use that word, are more animals than the others. Nigeria has made us to believe that there is a segment of this country that is called the zoo segment. And there is a segment of this country that is called the heaven segment. There is a segment of this country that is called the hell segment. So it's a 3D segmentation. Now, there are those that are on the tip of the food chain. There are those that are on the middle of the food chain. There are some few oligarchs that are on the top of the food chain.
So who are those on
those
top
guys
of,
on top of the food chain? Even if you know them to be people of questionable character, nothing happens to them. Yeah, nothing happens to them.
They let them go off the hook.
Even if they come on TV and tell you that this person is a criminal, you know that this person is a criminal, nothing will happen to them.
Okay, let's begin to put a finishing touch to the discussion. What is the way forward? Insecurity, the killings, we are gradually losing our professionals, guys that are trained to safeguard lives and properties in the country.
Well, personal opinion, the way forward to insecurity, like I said, there should be total overhauling of the security operation.
Okay.
I see people carrying guns. Sometimes I just laugh. People of questionable character, they call themselves vigilantes. They are doing well. But I see them, no human face, no human sympathy. They harass people. They beat Benin people. They beat Edo people just because you want to enforce. So like I said, before these people are allowed.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right, go on. Let's call it a wrap now.
So a lot needs to be done.
Okay.
The government has a lot on its hands. Number one, I think the government should ensure that we have the right weapons.
Okay.
Then number two, those people that are in charge of security should undergo mental tests, psychological tests, psychometric tests.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Stanley. I'm afraid we need to pause now.
Right.
We need to wrap up now so that we can go to the City of Power and join our Abuja colleagues. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
We'd like to have you again and again.
Anytime.
Okay.
If I'm available, just let me know.
Definitely. Okay.